Well, hello there. Welcome to another M&M Model Railroad video. What I'm going to be doing in this video is painting some river rocks to go on my river. Hopefully this will benefit you when you realize that there's not very many flat stones that you can make to put into a river. So these are blue rock stones that my wife found, and I'm painting them to look like river rock. Why don't you check out this video? Let's head to my living room right now. I started out with blue rocks that this young lady found for me, and I painted them to look like that. So come back here a little bit, you can tell that there is a big difference. The difference between these are stones, but they have more of an edge on there. So if you look really close at those, after I painted them, you can tell that they're more of a flat stone. And you can't really tell them on there until I start painting them. But I have a whole bag of them right here that, yeah, there's the bag. And I'm going to be putting down here in this river to make it look like there's a, the bottom shelf of the river is made of these flat stones. Check it out later. Well, here's just a few of the stones that I'm going to be putting in this river right here. I painted these the base color of the rest of the layout that I started, so I'm going to be adding several colors to these. These are actually a glass stone that my wife has still, and I changed them, but you can see the glass tone to it. Glass picture of that one. This is the flat side of the rock, I noticed. So you can see the glass part of them. So my idea is to paint 3 different colors on each one of these rocks. I know that that's going to get a little delicate to do that. So maybe I don't need to do that, but I think I like to break them down and give them the look. Let's look at this biggest rock here I got. Let's kind of set it on there so you can tell that it does have a variance of the colors of all that I've made on there. So I'm going to try to blend this down. So I'll show you each individual step of blending these down. I might do a lot of rocks in there just to make it look like they carved that river out of the rock base, and that's the rocks that were underneath the surface. So we'll see what it looks like with a few paint details on it coming up in the next section of this video. Keep watching. And there's the same rocks with a black wash over them. I didn't do a heavy coat of black, just probably 1 or 2 parts of black and about 8 or 10 parts of water. So you can see that I've toned it down. So my next thing I'm going to do is do a light tan and probably some gray on there, and I'll show you those segments as I go along here too. Well, the next step I want to do with these rocks that are going to go in this river, I've already done some, but as you can tell, I've got some light colored tan mixed up there. So I'm going to do a dry brushing. So I'm going to dip the paint and brushing the paint. And then I'm going to come up here and wipe most of it off. And I'll grab a rock and put it in my hands and just do some light dusting. So I'll go ahead and do this off camera, and I'll come back and let you see how they look. But you should close up of them now. Now I wanted to show you what the rocks look like, or the stones rather. They have the base color of the raw sienna, and then I have the black wash, and then I have the tan wash. And now on this pile over here, I've put a light gray on it, so you can see the difference. When I'm all done with it, I'll line them up in the riverbed, and we'll do another little video so you know how they're all going to look. Well, here's the river after I glued my rocks down. And get off on an angle so you can see that. Let's look at it from a distance so you can get an idea of the resemblance of that. I've got some of these rocks stacked, as you can see, as we take a helicopter ride over it. And then if you come this way, this is actually an overhead view. Here in a little bit I'm going to put the bridges on there so you can see how it's going to look. And there's a waterfall. And there's a waterfall. So we got 3 waterfalls all together. So now what I like to do is I like to put the bridges over what we're doing here. So there's the first bridge. So as you can tell, I didn't take the rocks underneath the bridge. I didn't feel a reason to do that. And here's coming the next bridge, part of my reach. That's designed to set flush right there and set flush over there. So now you get a view of that river as you walk in the door. Right in this area I'm going to put some green cover, and then I'm going to put some deer grazing in that area. And I might put a bear or 2 up on that ridge. And that white line you see there, that's a 2-lane blacktop highway. And you'll be able to see this pretty good. My next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 2-part resin water, an epoxy, and a hardener. And I'm going to put turquoise blue in there because I want this to reflect the summer skies, which would be turquoise blue. And so then this irrigation ditch gets its water off of the river. So this little guy right here, as you can see, he's turning down the head gate so he can shut it off. This irrigation ditch will be filled with water. There will be a little hint of water in the stream as it makes its path and goes back into the river over there. And as you can tell, I also put those river rocks on that little bank. I'm going to be doing a special little ledge there on those banks out of this rock mold that I have right here, as you can tell. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using some of these smaller 1-inch rock molds, and I'm going to put a little green belt rock area along that. That'll be coming up next, and then the next step will be to pour the resin in here. I'm also going to get some irrigation tubes here, and I'm going to put an irrigation pipe coming out into the river there. And this area here will have a little pipe coming out of it, and you'll be able to see that in future steps. And this is my track, and this is the construction area, and of course this little delicate bridge. Once it's painted and the highway's done, that's going to set right there. So let's pan back and kind of get a look at the whole layout. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.